How's this third time through chemo? How's this different than the first and the second?
It's very different. The first 2 times, the contrast has been due in part to where I was with my illness, where my family was, where I was in location with all of that. The second time, to tell you the truth, I may have been a little bit more fatalistic the second time. Well, if the first time wasn't going to cut it and I get to go through this again, perhaps it's not going to work. Perhaps I am going to die. How can I die wonderfully? How can I die in as much fun as I'm having with chemo? Became my question. How can I have as much fun with death as I'm having with chemo?
Are you afraid of dying?
Mm-mm. Not anymore. I'm looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to dying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that affect your living?
Hell yes. Absolutely. I am a whole lot less cynical, for one thing. I'm a whole lot more forgiving. I don't take much seriously anymore. Yeah, not being afraid of dying.
I can vouch for that, right?
Yeah, not being afraid of dying. You just can't take things seriously anymore. And when all you have to do is heal, you know? What else is there? You know, and when things get so heavy, especially politics, family life, being okay with crossing over touches so many different parts of us. But it's not just a lack of fear of crossing over. That sounds too trite. It's more a bigger and braver embracing of the here and now. I was able to share with a friend of mine who's been in chemo many times with us how even if I die, and I heard myself say this and I kind of chuckled, even if I die, it's okay because I've had so much fun on the way. And I heard myself say that, but God, that is such a profound truth. How else could I look at the end of my life, if it's coming, without utter joy from what I have been doing with chemo up until now? You know how much frickin' fun we have. It's fun. People are uplifted in our group and outside. The nurses are having fun. It's a joy. And can you imagine dying with this kind of joy too? Not being afraid of dying, not being afraid of cancer anymore is such an incredible freedom that it makes it really hard to take things too seriously, because I have a weird, crazy understanding. It's not an understanding, that is with my head. Belief is kind of better, but it's more with my heart. This is more of a knowing. I have more of a knowingness that everything is absolutely perfect. Everything. That includes what's happening with the country, that includes our politics, that includes what's happening with the cancer. Even chemotherapy, as it stands right now, is absolutely perfect. And as I say that knowingness, that calling it perfect. Let me see if I can say this that makes sense, at least to me. Claiming that everything is perfect, even before I see it outpictured, helps me first of all believe it. If I believe it, and if that belief makes me feel better, that feeling better creates more of that in my little world. It may not outpicture to the rest of the world yet, but in my little world, that's all that counts. And if I can make myself feel better by singing, by sharing it with community, by whatever I have to do to feel better in chemo, to feel better about dying, to feel better about whatever's going on in my world. That's my job. And as I do so, I recognize the perfection in everything. 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 And as I call it perfect, perfection unfolds. And I call that perfect, and perfection unfolds. It's semantics, yeah, but it's my definition. And that's all that matters, because if I call it perfect, it is. And it changes things. So whoever's watching this particular moment, whatever's going on in your life, I double dog dare you. Finances, whatever it is, call them perfect. This is perfect. I sure don't see it. It doesn't feel perfect. But Lauren told me to call it perfect. I'm going to call it perfect. This is perfect. Now show me how this is perfect. And breathe and relax. Something's going to happen. Something's going to shift. Maybe just a wave of well-being. Maybe just an opportunity to take a deeper breath. But something's going to happen that makes me feel that much better. And then that leads to something else. That's how I know this is perfect.